power in 20 years, and it's going to be, infinitely more powerful again. So, yeah, generally I'm a slight pessimist. I think there's many, many issues to be thought through that we don't have the answers to yet. I heard a really good analogy. Imagine in 20 years that we'll be able to create computers with an IQ of 5,000, and they'll be cheap, right? We'll have hundreds and hundreds of computers that are readily available with an IQ of 5,000. It's a challenging environment where we haven't thought through the political, the regulatory, the commercial issues.
I'm wondering, I want to get your opinion. Do you think Africa is ready for a world where robots would actually compete with human beings for jobs?
Africa is at a crossroads. You look today at Nigeria, of 180 million people. If you look at World Health Organization, they believe that number is going to go to 430 or 440 million in the next 30 years. That's extraordinary growth, right? The population is going to nearly triple. And is Africa ready for that? Is Nigeria ready for that? I'm not certain. I think as you grow that population, there's going to be tremendous opportunities. More people will need banking services. More people need other commercial services. But the extraordinary pressure that's going to put on the physical infrastructure is going to be very, very pronounced. Can you feed that many people? Are they going to have, access to sanitation and basic health care? And I think those kinds of challenges are going to be extraordinarily large. I admire what Gates Foundation is doing in Africa specifically. So it's a mixed bag. There's going to be plenty of opportunity, but at the same time, it's going to have severe challenges and severe stresses on the country.
Finally, Mark, what would you say to big companies about what they need to do to avoid being disrupted by startups?
Their largest challenge right now is their thinking. It's their mindset. It's their culture. It's their leadership. It's the way they think about talent. It's the way they think about management. So there's roughly 5,000 companies in the world with $1 billion in revenue, and they're all in, and MTN falls into this category. But there's 5,000 companies in the world with $1 billion in revenue around the world. And the problem with those companies is they were all born in the industrial age. Everything they know about management comes from a command and control hierarchy. We hire people at the bottom of the rung, at the bottom of the pyramid, and they're smart and they're educated, but we condition them to move slowly up the ranks. Large companies, you think about it, they're built for stability, they're built for reliability, they're built for predictability, and they have a short-term focus. So they're very, traditional companies are buzzword compliant. They have all the jargon, they read all the stuff, and they'll tell you all the buzzwords of blockchain and AI and IoT and VR and AR, and they know all the jargon, but it's not showing up in their growth. They're playing around the edges, and you look at the most valuable companies in the world. You look at the Googles and the Apples and the Facebooks. They were born digital. So the organizational differences between a traditional bank in Nigeria and a Google are truly night and day. So these companies have to realize they were born in an industrial age command and control mindset, and what's holding them back to be digital is their very organizational DNA. And they know these disruptors are born in a different era, and they're trying to copy them, and they're working on a blockchain, or they're working on cryptocurrencies or AI, whatever. But the problem is they're doing it with that old industrial age mindset. Because it's a risk-adverse culture, and that risk-adverse culture is holding them back from really working on the big ideas as they ought to be.
Thank you for being on Tech Trends today.
Hey, it was great to be here and great to chat with you.
As you have heard from my guests, startups need to be supported in order to grow, and such growth will not happen overnight. Thank you for watching the show. Do follow us on social media, and don't forget you can watch these and previous editions of the show on the Channels TV YouTube account or via my blog cfatech.ng. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.